In the book of Ephesians in the Bible, we are commanded to determine what pleases the Lord and have nothing to do with the terrible things that darkness produces. Instead, expose them for what they are. For it is in secret these people commit acts too shameful to even mention. That got me to thinking about what is on mainstream television today. In the book of Romans, we are reminded to remember the Lord's requirements for our lives. We are warned about people who don't want to follow God, but also beware of the kind of people who like to watch those people do wicked things. That got me to thinking about what is on mainstream television today. In the book of Romans, we are reminded to remember the Lord's requirements for our lives. We are warned about people who don't want to follow God, but also beware of the kind of people who like to watch those people do wicked things. I asked Perplexity to list the top 40 television series that have a lot of sex and violence. I only have watched full episodes of 3 of them some years back. I've seen clips of another 3 on YouTube. I've never seen or even heard of most of the rest of the other 34. My wife and I are not TV people. We have a large permaculture garden with 70 fruit trees, many vegetable planting beds, rabbits, chickens, and 15 grandkids who live near us. We don't have time to sit and watch television. When we do have some time to sit and be entertained, we like documentaries or movies based on true stories. I used to like to watch the 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys, but it has been 30 years of mediocrity, so I have lost interest. I do watch Olympic and college wrestling on YouTube. Ever since Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan stopped wrestling, real wrestling isn't any fun to watch. Getting back to the television shows filled with sex and violence, so Christians should not watch them. We should not watch shows that make sex outside of marriage seem normal and fun. Killing and rape are the main themes of police detective shows. Killing and rape are not an appropriate subject matter for Christians. Remember, the book of Romans talks about those who like to watch people do wicked acts. Television makes it easy to watch, far too easy. There are even worse things you could be watching. I don't have to tell you what they are, you know. I can remember when television first started becoming popular. You could tell who had a TV because on the outside of the house was a big TV antenna. When the preacher had one on his house, the whole church felt free to get a TV also. Shows back then were fairly mild. The most violent shows on the 4 channels we could get were Gunsmoke and The Rifleman, and they were very violent. Now you have 800 channels from which to choose. If you want to boil a frog, put him in lukewarm water in a pot on the stove. Turn the stove on and the frog won't notice the water is gradually getting warmer. If you put a frog in hot water, he will jump right out. He will allow you to boil him to death if you warm the water slowly. Christians are dying spiritual deaths because of MASH, Friends, Cheers, NYPD Blue, and shows like them. These shows make watching people who are committing lewd acts seem interesting, funny, and entertaining. Certainly not any way you could call them godly. If it has ungodly content, should you watch it? Really, is it okay to watch it? I will leave you with one last scripture. In 2 Thessalonians, Paul warns us about what will happen in the last day, that the coming of the lawless one will be accompanied by the power of Satan. He will use every kind of power, including miraculous signs, lying wonders, and every type of evil to deceive those who are dying, those who refuse to love the truth that would save them. For this reason, God will send them a powerful delusion so that they will believe the lie. Then all who have not believed the truth, but have taken pleasure in unrighteousness, will be condemned. Don't choose to be spiritually boiled in the hot water of the sensuality and violence you see on television.